Good morning, everyone. This is Mark Ambrose from Witham URC, the church in the High Street, and just really with the midweek catch-up, where I generally just bring you up to date with any situations that have arisen during the week and just leave you with some kind of thought. And I'm going to start with a thought because that's the first thing on my mind. And I would like to thank people for making comments on my sermons, the Sunday sermons. It's really helpful because I don't really like listening to the service after I've done it. So I'm not mad keen on listening to myself. But I get a lot more from what people tell me because they see things that I didn't. And I remember at one point I was talking about love at first sight, and I mentioned, Ruth and Boaz, how Boaz noticed Ruth. There was something immediately there, as there was with me and Deborah, of course, and I'm sure many of you can say the same thing. But someone actually mentioned, well, of course, it's like that with babies, isn't it? The first time you see your child, you would die for it. And the love is just unbelievable that you have for your newborn child. And then, of course, someone else said, of course, it's like God's love for us. He loves us, even before we're born, he sees us and he loves us. He created us in his image and he's in love with us, just as we are with our children. It's a wonderful, wonderful thought. So thank you for the person that pointed that out. These kind of things just always really thrill me as people sort of contribute in this way. I am a little run off my feet with all the pastoral situations at the moment. It is a really difficult time for everybody. I'm finding it difficult, let alone anyone else. Being kept in a house all on your own and being not being able to speak to anyone. The worst thing is not being able to touch anyone. I hate it. You know me, I'm a kind of a touchy-feely sort of guy, and there's nothing more I like than a good cuddle. And I haven't cuddled anyone for about 7 or 8 weeks. It's awful. It's really wearing away at my soul. It's destroying me. I hate it. I can't wait to the time when I can at least touch someone again, which doesn't seem to be very soon. But I hope one day I'll be able to just give someone a hug. But anyway, that's the problem for us tactile people. Other people would probably think there's a good time. I don't want to do it anyway. But joking aside, I know that it's not only difficult for people on their own. It's also very difficult for people, who are in families. Lorne rang me up the other day. Lorne Campbell, who does work as a policeman, and he was saying, the number of disputes he's been called out to, and it's a difficult time when you're cooped up as a family in a home. Perhaps if the relationships aren't that good, it really comes out at a time when everyone's forced together for a long while. I think there's going to be an awful lot of fallout from this, both in a sort of a mental relationship, our own mental capabilities, and also the relational aspects of our lives. So we really need to pray for one another. All of us pray for each other, not just the people who seem to be showing problems, but just pray for others, anybody in their homes, and just pray that God will be with them and God will be enough for them to get through this. He will support them and guide them through this. I'm always excited when I get little notes through the post or I get phone calls from people. Thank you so much. I wish I could respond to them all, but if I did, I'd never get anything done during the day. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate your best wishes, your comments and your love. It's lovely to see and lovely to hear. So thank you. I continue to hear lovely stories of people being kind and generous and loving to their neighbours, people on their front line. It's really lovely for a minister to hear that the people in their church are being such wonderful examples in the community. So thank you. Thank you for all those things that you do for others. It's a wonderful thing, and it's really showing God's love to others in a really practical way. At this time, I am very convinced that prayer should be at the forefront of our thinking. We may not be able to do a lot for other people. We may be able to do a bit of shopping or say a few kind words and share with people in some ways, but we can certainly pray. And we have people in our church who are very good prayers, but responsibility shouldn't be all theirs. We all need to pray for one another, pray that the church continues to reach out in the way that it is, and pray that this will come to an end. Pray that God's will be done on this earth as it is in heaven, and pray that once again we'll be able to meet again and worship God again and praise him in the way that we really want to. Pastoral news. I understand Jennifer Watson is still struggling a bit at home with Bill, so please remember them in your prayers. I particularly want to mention today Peter Lewis. Peter lost his wife just a little while ago. You may remember him. For those who can't remember the name Peter, recall who he is. Peter is a man who, when I was talking about Deborah once and was very upset, he actually came to the front, a grey-haired man. He came out and he just put his arm round me, and that was because only a little while ago he'd lost his wife, and that meant a lot to me that he'd done that. But yeah, he's been struggling with that and now lost his son, Danny. And so please remember Peter, remember the family in your prayers as they prepare for this coming time, the funeral and everything else. Danny died of COVID-19, unfortunately, and our thoughts and our prayers and our love goes out to Peter at a time like this. On slightly better news, I am very excited that Charlotte, one of our newer people who comes along to church, her and Graham, they're expecting their first child, and I'm pretty sure the expected date is tomorrow. So I really hope I'll be able to give you some good news at some point in the future. The problem is I know, because my own two children, one was about 11 days late and the other one was, I think, about 14 days late. So I'm not really expecting the baby to be born tomorrow, but probably in the next couple of weeks. So remember Charlotte in your prayers, as she is so excited and so thrilled to be having this baby. So please do remember her. I'm sure there are lots of other pastoral situations. I know some people are going away for tests at the moment, and I know some people aren't very well, and some people are struggling mentally and physically. I do know them, but these people often don't want me to share their news. So please pray just for everybody who's going through a difficult time at the moment. Certainly those within the life of the church, and obviously others as well. Do continue to let us know if there's anything we can do to help, if there's any shopping that anyone needs doing, if there's anything specific, if anyone needs any drugs. I don't mean recreational drugs. I mean, if anyone needs any prescription drugs, please get in touch with me. Gracious me, I could have got closed down then, couldn't I? Get arrested as a drug dealer. No, but if you need prescription drugs and you need them fetched from Boots or wherever, please let us know and one of us can go and do that. We're continuing to work alongside Witham Hub, and we're continuing to do shopping for people. Some people are more easy to shop for than others, but we continue to try our best and to do everything that we can. There's lots going on in the church at the moment. There's a lot of things happening as far as the leadership are concerned, and planning for things and working things out. So please pray for us as we try to forge a way forward as a church through this time and into the coming days, weeks, and months. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the service this Sunday. It's going to be a very different kind of service. It's going to be pretty visual, lots of videos. It's Christian Aid, and we're using the Christian Aid order of service to go through the whole thing, and including our own songs, and I shall be doing a little talk in it. But it's going to be slightly different, but I hope you enjoy it, and just want to thank Deborah, my secretary, in advance for all the wonderful stuff she's doing, because without her I really would be in trouble now. So I hope you enjoy that service for Christian Aid. The following week we'll be going back to the Ruth story. I think we've got about 2 or 3 parts left of that, but do start thinking about Christian Aid, and do start thinking and asking yourself whether it's something you can give to financially. This is one thing that we do every year, is to try and we have events, we have try and door-to-door collections, all these kind of things go on normally for Christian Aid, but of course this year we can't do anything like that, and I'd hate to think that the wonderful work that Christian Aid do is halted by the fact that we're not giving. So if you can give in any way, and you can give online obviously, but there will be that we will try to pass on to you ways of giving if you feel led to do so. If you really cannot, and things are very hard for you, perhaps you've lost a job, something else happening, please don't give. If you can't give, I'm not here trying to force everyone to give, but if you can give, then please do. Otherwise, I pray every blessing on you. I hope you enjoy this weekend, the bank holiday on Friday and the coming Sunday. And I hope and pray that God blesses you through this time. May God bless you, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.